Well, good evening. Good evening. Oh dear, I'm getting too old to crawl around on the floor, but sometimes you just have to. A couple of people have asked questions, people that live here in Essex, and one or two people that talk to me electronically. And what they're asking is, am I actually living in France or England or whatever? The idea is that in the near future I will be moving to France. Now, a house has been bought. It's a lovely, lovely house, and it's got a few little problems with it. It's an old house and it needs things doing to it. Needs various repairs sorting out. So, what I'm up to at the moment is I'm still at work here in jolly old England. I'm still doing things, but I'm preparing. Very shortly, a couple of weeks' time, I'll be back in France. I'll be hopefully filling the car with all sorts of exotic stuff. That's not a Hornby one. That's I'm sure one of you will tell me who made that. It's not Hornby. Very much like Hornby. Yeah, so I'm still in the throes of sorting stuff and packing. That's a Hornby one. Okay. Packing stuff and sorting it and putting it where I will be able to find it all again when the time comes, and it's great fun. It's a bit of a journey of discovery, remembering the stuff that I've sorted away and stashed. This has all got to be transported, and then I have some grand plans for it. Yeah, well, look at that. That's my spare one. I've got two of these. Yeah, so that's what I'm up to. I'm packing stuff and I'm sorting things and I'm putting it where I can find it and trying to make sure that I don't lose anything, because it would be just wrong to lose this little chap, wouldn't it? And it's not all packing model railway stuff either. It's trying to learn some of the essentials. I can't say I don't speak French, because a Frenchman told me that I do, but I don't speak it fluently or particularly well. So I am trying desperately to learn all this sort of stuff so that I can chat to Frenchmen about Hornby Doubleau or lawnmowers or something. But yeah, it's a slow process. So yes, I shall be here in South Essex for the next 4 months, on and off. I still have 4 months to spend at work. You know, that evil that pays the bills. Apparently it pays the bills. So yeah, you will continue to see bits of Leigh, and you'll see me looking in trucks at all that interesting timber that will be so useful where I'm going. And of course the seaside. The weather has calmed down. It's a little bit chillier today, but that's not to say cold. So let's have a little walk down the beach and just see what we can see. That beautiful little flowering cherry. Some people that live down the hill paid for that to be planted, and I think that's beautiful. It cheers things up, and that will grow quite big. But there's the estuary, the tide is out, the mud is, well, muddy. And we look across, the other side is the county of Kent. but it's a nice clear sort of evening. It's quite lovely when it's clear like this. And what we're looking across at, I think, and I'd need to check the map, but I think that's the port of Sheerness. And those of you that are saying, why haven't you got your tripod? Well, guess what? I've left it in France. Now, of course, one of the things that YouTube has never managed to do is to capture smell. So I'll try and describe this. It's actually very pleasant. It's that slightly salty sort of, yeah, seaside-y sort of smell. The tide is starting to come in. Going to be a long while before it comes all the way in, but meanwhile this weed is exposed to the air. And yeah, there's a tangy sort of seaside smell to it. It's very, very pleasant, reminiscent of holidays at places like Hastings when I was 3, which was slightly before a lot of things, actually, slightly before the turn of the millennium. But yes, happy memories. Look how flat calm that water is. And can you see the seagulls? Let's see if I can zoom on them. They're walking, they're not swimming, not paddling, they're walking because the water is that shallow. It's very peaceful tonight, isn't it? One of the things that you do need to understand about flat estuaries is when the tide comes in, it comes in quickly. And if we look at the water, you can see the sort of dirty foam on it, and the tide is coming in. Now, where I am, I've got high ground immediately behind me, but what some people end up doing is they go for a walk and they forget about what the time is, and this water will come in behind you. So whilst it's lovely and benign and it's a beautiful seaside, it's a beach, you do just have to remember that it's tidal, and yep, you can drown here just as well as anywhere else. Right, that's just sort of a record shot. I'll take another in about 5 minutes because looking at my camera, I forgot to put a decent charge on the battery. So let's have a look at this in 10 or so minutes. Well, that's actually 7 minutes later. That's quite a difference, isn't it? But I thought while I'm sat here, I'd just run the camera back over the river . Not sure what sort of boat that is. Ship, not boat, is it? Do you reckon that's a dredger or something? We might have to settle for just saying it's a big blue ship. Well, that tide is still coming in, and if we look up there at the big blue ship, I think we can all agree that's a big ship. But then if we come around, there's a big red ship. That's a good bit bigger than the big blue ship, isn't it? Right, I'm going to walk slowly up the hill and drink tea. I think that's a favourite idea.